Hey everybody, what's going on? What's up with y'all? Oh Lordy, don't pay me no mind, y'all. Let me get you guys situated. All right, so we need to move things around, and you would think that I would have everything like situated before I start, and I never do. It's retarded. I just never do. All right, so let me move this again for the third time. All right, make sure that, okay, this is where we left off last night, and so this is what we're going to be doing today. So hold on, let me get myself straight. Oh, goodness. All right, so yep, you guys can see. Hold on. Okay. So nope, you can't see Monday. What? All right, let me scooch up. All right, there we go. All right, so how is everybody? I am tired. I'm tired. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to hit the hay and go to bed. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we got a couple of things going on, so I don't want this video to be long because you all know I can talk. So I'm gonna try and get everything out as quickly as I possibly can. If you guys haven't yet, check out my community post. I don't get notifications that let me know when any of my subscriptions, people that I'm subscribed to, put stuff on their community posts. And I don't understand why. I only get notifications if someone uploads a video. And I have my thing set for all notifications. I have to literally go to a person's channel just to check and see if they put up a post. And that just drives me crazy because I feel like I'm not fully supporting the people that I'm subscribed to. And then I also, like, you guys will send me comments, and you guys know I give you a heart and I give you a like. And not only do I like your comment, but I appreciate you commenting. So that's why you have that heart and the like. But then you guys will say something to me, and then I'll comment back. And some of you are really great at replying to a reply, but most of you do not reply to replies or even click like to let me know that you got my reply from your comment. So it's like, I guess they got it. I hope they got it. Maybe you guys get it through your email and you read it and then you just go on to the next thing, and I don't know, everybody is different, but those of you who actually reply to a reply, thumbs up to you guys. And do me a favor and please click the like button if you like any of my content, even if it's not a perfect 10 and you like it 3 out of 10, click that like button. So just so I know how you guys are feeling. Now, I know a lot of you watch me on your TV and you don't have the phone with you. It's like, but if you can grab your remote and click like, I greatly appreciate it. So that being said, we can move on. I uploaded a video especially for Julie. So shout out to Julie. Julie, I had to make this video for you. Your comment touched me and I appreciate it so much. And it just motivated me to make a video, and it's chatty, but it's to the point. I'm not like, stuttering or beating around the bush or not being able to get my words out. I'm saying what I need to say quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I hope that it helps you, and I hope that we can do this together, and that it helps others. And after I did that, I was cleaning out the pantry, the food that we have set aside in case of really bad, hard times, all of our things, non-perishables. And Gary was like, you ain't cleaning out my husband, you're not cleaning out that pantry. You're sitting there staring at them beans you wish you could eat. And it's like, you know what? It ain't even like that. We laughed, but it's not even like that, because it's not a mentality of, oh, I wish I could have beans, or, well, I can't have that no more. The attitude now is, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. It's not me in pain and suffering and whining. I can't have a can of beans. It's like, I don't eat that. Not that I can't have it, I don't eat it. So it's just more of my little mechanisms that, to help with that self-empowerment to do the right thing and to stay on the right track with stuff. Now we're leaving to go to Ocean City. We go to Ocean City multiple times a year when the weather is cool and it's mostly off season. And this will be our last trip for this season until October. And we always traditionally we go to McDonald's. Now we always stay in an inn, so I do all the cooking, and it's full kitchenette in an inn. But we always treat ourselves to the same McDonald's, in Ocean City. And I told him, well, I'm prepared for that, because he's like, what are you gonna do? Because I still want to go to McDonald's and get my burger. And I said, well, instead of me getting a double hamburger and a large fry and a strawberry shake, which is what I would traditionally get, I'm going to get a quarter pounder, and that's it. And when I get in, and then while we're in the Jeep, whatever, I'm going to take that quarter pounder off of the bun, and I might get cheese. I'll probably get cheese, and I'm just going to take it off the bun, put all the mustard and onions and all that stuff, all of it, and in my keto certified mini tortillas, Mission Zero Carb. And that will be my sandwich. And I will put that burger, drain some of that excess grease out, put that on my burger, put that burger on that keto tortilla. And that is how I will deal with our traditions. No shake, no fries, no fries, no shake, no fries, no shake, no fries, no shake. And it is not a big deal. I got a jug of a jug of spring water with some lemon, and that's my drink. And so that way we don't have to stop drinking sodas and stuff. We just carry a jug, and I just pour some lemon juice or squeeze a lemon in it or whatever, and there we got it. So no excuses whatsoever. When we get to our room, I will film like I always do, and I share it with you guys. If you're interested in seeing any of my videos of me being in Ocean City in the past, it's probably going to be under off the cuff. That's more likely where it's going to be, because I don't have a playlist for my subscribers to see any of my vacations. Most of our vacation videos, as far as I know, are private, but some are not private. And some of them might be wellness, because I was filming while I was at the beach and I was talking about, various things at the beach. So it'll be a mixture. But I definitely will film again. So we're leaving Thursday morning. We're packed. We're ready to go for the most part. Menus are already sorted out, so that way there is no need for any unnecessary crap or stress. And so that's how I'm going to deal with our traditional trip to McDonald's. No more McDoubles and large fry and strawberry shake. It's as simple as that. So anyway, let's get to it. But yeah, I hope that you guys check out my community post, because I put up a video where I'm just explaining to you what that thumbnail picture was. And there's, in the community post, there's more pictures. There's one zoomed out like regular. You can see a little bit of the clouds, you can see the object, and then there's one that zoomed in. Well, Gary I gave him the picture, right? And he changed the hue, and I don't know what he did. He did something on his phone with his, editing a picture so that he could see up close in a different color, brightened and all that. And it y'all, let me tell you, it was not like windows, like I had told you in the video, like a long, like three big jets. It was not, the windows were not, they were not windows. They were think of a hieroglyphic, or think of let me show you. Think of this. You see how each Hebrew letter is a shape? It's like a shape. It's not like our letters, all right, that we're familiar with. It's weird shapes. That's how you would see it, weird shapes. That's what it looks like when you're zoomed in close and it's brightened. It looks like weird shapes that are light. And you can tell it's a vehicle of some sort. And I was like, wow. So I prayed and I said, Jesus, thank you for allowing me to experience this and to see something. But y'all, it was just slowly moving across the sky, just chilling, just moving across the sky, not making a bit of noise. And it was just a super long line of different shaped lights. And then there's nothing but blackness. And then there's two more lights. It made me feel like it was like this long vehicle, and the line is the lights, and then this is the tail. That's exactly what it looked like. But it was just all these funky shapes, and then there was these two, and it was just moving across the sky right above my head. And I mean, I stood outside like a crazy person, just staring up in the sky, and people, looking at like, what's she looking at? What's she looking at? I couldn't reply to, I couldn't talk or tell anybody, hey, look, because I was captivated. I couldn't take my eyes off of it, and I had to force myself to really quick grab my phone, and I'm still looking at it while I'm grabbing my phone out of my pocket, and quickly, opening it up and getting it. It's still moving, and it goes right above my head. And I was like, wow. So it's one of two things. It's either a government thing, or it is something that is interdimensional, or either extraterrestrial, as in something that came from another galaxy, but yet still in our same dimension. I would be more inclined to think that it is definitely something that is in our dimension, but intergalactic, or in a different, came from another place, but still in our same dimension, or it is, the government. So it was interesting. And every time Gary looks at it, he's like, I can't figure out what that is. I'm thinking, Gary, you ain't. Take it to work, and then next thing you know, somebody's knocking on the door. Men in Black, right? Take that video down. All right, so let's get on with it, y'all. Okay, so I hope you guys checked out Cherie's channel. I know I was so funny that I couldn't get her name right yesterday, but I hope you checked her out and subscribed. And so we are doing this tonight. We are having tea, and I love this. I got this at Walgreens, and it has this little handle, so that way when you are taking your, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? But I never feel nothing hot, but I just love the convenience of the handle. And it's for the smaller ones, because I didn't have a cover for my smaller mugs. So this is great. And this is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me according to his will and purpose for my life. Not I can do all things through Christ, because you can say that all you want, but if it's not according to his will for your life, it ain't gonna happen. Then you're gonna be sitting there pissed off and saying, well, I thought I could do all things through Christ that strengthens me. It's all according to his will and his purpose and his plan for your life. So they didn't teach that when I was younger. They just threw it out there, and you were just supposed to believe you could be Superman, that tea helps my throat. So before we get into the writing part, because we may not have time, I want to get into Happy Mail. I got my last, I have one more order, but I got this too. And they came in the mail, so I'm going to flip through them quickly. This is La Fleur. And so we're just going to flip through it. It's not going to be long. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? That is a beautiful spread right there with the black and white butterflies. Oh, my. I gotta remind me to tell you the story about the moth and the butterfly. Don't let me forget. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Oh my Lord. I wish that Happy Planner put out more stuff like this. Their stuff is starting to, I'm not, it's like the same artist maybe, and it's all, everything is just like bright and, I don't know. I can't explain it. I just would like for them to have more mature things, not everything so juvenile. So look at that. I love that classiness. I love that feminine thing that they have going on here. I don't know. I think I had Lafleur before. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep flipping for you guys. And while I'm flipping, I will tell you really quickly the butterfly story. I was talking to someone when I was at Walgreens, and you just don't know who's listening, right? And I met this man who was so wonderful, so kind, and he loved the Lord. And it was like, wow, you can see someone's aura, and they noticed your aura, and then they want to speak to you, and it's great. But it was like I was telling someone that you've got to stop judging yourself based on superficial characteristics and traits and circumstances, because that is not going to get you anywhere. And I was very kind. I was very gentle with this person. It was just a gentle ministering. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And it's in rose gold. Yes. Which I prefer, rose gold or silver. Okay. So this is Lafleur. And then we have that. And so anyway, I was telling him, you see the moth, right? Me anyway, was trained to believe, trained mindset that moths are nasty and they're ugly looking and they're powdery and they're like yuck and they're gross. But butterflies are just beautiful. Look at their pretty colors. They're so pretty, So if you're gonna kill, so in other words, a moth's value is less than the value of a butterfly. Like, you would kill a moth and think nothing of it because it's so ugly and it's so weird looking. But you wouldn't kill a butterfly because it's so pretty. In Jesus's eyes, y'all, both the moth and the butterfly have the same value to him. Okay? And just because you were trained or programmed that moths are ugly doesn't mean that it's so. Okay? And if you base your worth on whether or not you look like a butterfly or a moth, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. I was talking from experience, so I was able, you know what I'm saying? And I told him, I said, it's just not so for you to do this to yourself. And I told her it, I gave her, I said some other things, but I'm going to leave it private. But it was just to get her, to stop doing that, And this man heard my conversation, and it just moved him so much that he had to approach me on it. And it was like we were able to bless each other in the store. And it's just like you just don't know who you're going to come across, who you're going to bless, and it's like we just got to keep it real, and we got to just really love one another and lift each other up, because this is a harsh, cruel world. And I was going to say something else, but I forgot. It was something else about, it was something in correlation with the butterfly and the moth, and I'll remember once I stop filming, So anyway, so we got this. This is, let me see, what book is this? This one is called Beautiful Creation. Beautiful Creation. All right, so let's go quickly through this. I don't know what this is. Let's see, what is this? Okay. That's exactly It's not a pretty long, you know, like washi strip. It is just bullet points. Okay. All right. And so we got these. Okay. I wish I could remember what I wanted to say. It had to, you know, I was talking about the butterfly. Oh, yeah. And I gave this analogy. You guys may have heard me say it before, but say that your car broke down, right? And you need someone to help you. Are you going to tell someone, are you going to say, well, I only want the let's just say the attractive man. I only want the attractive man to help me because he's eye candy. Okay, that's fine, but he doesn't know how to change the tire. But the man that you consider to be less attractive can do all of those things, and he can even call a tow truck, or he even can do this, that, and the other. You know, you cannot base your value strictly on your appearance, you know. And I was telling her that, you know, you aren't going to give one rat's ass what a person looks like, as long as they're clean and they ain't spitting on you, or, you know what I'm saying, or sick and diseased or whatever. But you're not going to care what someone looks like. You need someone who's going to be kind to you, who's going to treat you right, who's going to be able to fix that tire. That's what you're looking for. What they look like don't mean a hill of beans. And I was just telling them, you know, you gotta stop. It's a dangerous road, you know. And there was something else I said that I forgot too, and I'll probably remember that when I come back, when I get off here. But look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And it's like, I see different colors. That is so cute. Oh yes. And I love how they have Yahweh here, but they added the vowels. In ancient Hebrew, there is no vowels, so it's just YHWH. And I would always just say Yahweh. That's what I would say, Yahweh. But then modern Hebrew came in and put in the vowels to make it more interesting or pronounceable, because how do you pronounce YHWH, right? You know, but I used to just say Yahweh. Yahweh. You know, because really that's exactly what it is, Yahweh. But I love this. This, oh man, y'all, I might have to order this again. So this is good. My daily gratitude. Loving it. Look at that. And I also told her about the analogy about the cards. You know, like you're dealt a hand of cards, and you may have 1, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and you may have some kings and queens. And I told her about that too. You know, but when you're young, it's hard to wrap your head around stuff. It's like you got to go through. You got to experience some things. You know. These are nice. I'm liking these. Daily memory verse. But yeah, it's easier to love people and accept them for who they are than it is for you to love and accept yourself. And I told her that too. I said, believe me, I know. I've been there. And sometimes I have my moments where I slip up and start feeling things and giving into those feelings. But that's what we have Jesus for. So I'm loving this, y'all. I'm loving this book. This is called Beautiful Creation. And I didn't even check to see if you guys could see it. Hold on. Yep, you can. So we're good. And while I'm up, let me at least check what time. Okay. It's not letting me see the time. So we're just gonna figure out something. I should have set a timer. And then the timer goes off in the middle of a sentence, right? So I had said last night that we were going to talk about I'm a package deal and I can make the best of the least and make the most of the best of me through Christ Jesus. And I have not had a time to really ponder on it. But one thing I did thought that did come to my mind was this right here. And that is the first thing that a person would have to do is accept. I don't want to say, it doesn't have to be self-acceptance. It's accepting what is. Accepting what is. There you go. Accepting what is that you cannot change. You know, sort of like the serenity prayer. So I would say that the first thing is that, and it's so weird that I come across people who, you know, that are walking the path that I walked, you know, and that's great. That's a blessing. So that would be the first thing, accepting what is that you cannot change. Okay. And using, not in a bad way, but using Jesus as a tool to guide you through the process. Because sometimes we don't know what the process is or what the process is going to be, you know, but if you lean, I should put leaning on, depending on Jesus, you know, to guide us through the process. But I'd also like saying using Jesus as a tool too, because nobody's going to read this but me. Well, and you, right? But using Jesus as a tool, like I've always used and depended on and leaned on others for motivation, for others for to make it easier for me. Like always relying on diet pills, always relying on other people for motivation, following behind other people, doing what they do so that I could get what I want, you know, and then it become obsessive, you know, and then you find out that, hey, we're genetically different. And even though I did the same thing that you did and got different results, doesn't mean that I'm a flop or a failure. It means that we are genetically different. And it was stupid for me to think that just because I did exactly what you did or thought I did exactly what you did would mean that I would get the same exact result as you. So instead of using other people to help you through everything and relying and depending on them so obsessively, why don't you put that same energy into using Jesus that way? And that way, you know you just can't go wrong. So I think these would be the first two of the first steps that would be strong methods to practice when I'm feeling a certain way, you know, and then I can flip through this one day and I can just say, oh, I remember, you know, blah, 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 blah. Because I do have moments where I'm flying high, you know, it's like flying high, and then something out of the blue, the wind just blew the wrong way, and it's like downhill. It's like everything just sucks. It sucks. And and it's like, where did this come from? And not today, not today, Satan. That little sticker, not today. I'm sorry, y'all, my throat, it gets so dry. But I got this at Walgreens. It actually, I'm not even fully truthful. Y'all gonna go to Walgreens looking for this and not find it if you like mugs. This was on top of a candle. Yes, these you can get these for your mugs on Amazon, but you can also find them on candles, and all you have to do is just clean the candle, all you have to do is clean the bottom of it, and once you clean it and sanitize it, it's fine. And you know what I'm saying? So you got 2 for 1. But yeah, Walgreens has a sale right now. Buy one, get one free on candles that are $9.99. And there's some really good smelling ones. Bad for you, but I know. I'm just saying. So that is the 2 things that I'm coming up with for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and hit the hay early because tomorrow is going to be a busy day because we're going to be leaving Thursday. So I want to get everything I need to get done. So I may not be uploading a video tomorrow. But I will be uploading Thursday once we get to the ocean and just give you a few shots, let you see some things. We're planning on going to Ron John this time, as well as Sun Sensations, and I will take you guys there with me and film that. So in the meantime, y'all have a blessed day, and I will see y'all, God willing, in the next. Oh, Lord, help me get up.